All right, welcome back. So guys, again, good morning. My name is Demola Global, and I'll be going through indices today, especially US 30. It's a trade, a top-down analysis on US 30, and then before that, we can go over one of the trade call we gave last week, which was Euro NZD. Euro NZD. Trying to look for it. It was given live here last week, right? Don't know if anybody took advantage. Interesting. Our markup is still there. Wow. Our markup is still there. Let me check. I think 1 hour time frame. Don't know who's doing all of this for. Interesting thing is our markup kind of, I can't, trying to see. Okay, yeah. Our markup is still there. Let me delete the fib. Okay. So we said we're going to buy from this other block last week. We're going to buy from this other block last week. Where is it? No, okay, I've seen the two. And then we're just looking to get a 1:3 and then move from the market. And the price delivered exactly. But like we said last week, this was going to be a swing trade. Swing trade. This kind of trade takes time for it to form. Takes time for it to form. Please, you can bear me witness. If this trade was given last week, you can as well just signify in the chat box. And if you took the trade, I know guys on TDA Plus group took the trade. You took the trade. Or we all took the trade. I think we can signify if we did. I should have a lot of people confirm this. Yes. Of course, of course. Earlier, I said we heard from it, of course. So we took this trade last week. It was given and on the private Signal. Did you say Signal? Our trade call group, yeah, our TDA Plus group, and it makes more sense because at least, even though it takes about 2 or 3 days for it to materialize, it's eventually played out, and we're able to bank on it very well. Predicting total of say $65 to make 65 pips to get 227 pips. I think that's a fair RR. 1:3, no, 1:3, 1:3 RR. Yeah. So it's fair. So what am I looking at today? I'm looking at US 30, a quick one on US 30. I'll just do a top-down analysis on US 30. And the funny thing about US 30 is some company just released their stock report early this week. And then we saw it rally. We saw that rally across US 30, US 100, that's NASDAQ, and then S&P 500. NVIDIA, those guys' earning reports was crazy. As of last year, January, their stock price was, I think, $120-something per share or so. Now it's way over 200. So they've been doing well, and that has been sending the US economy to the upside, especially US 30 and NASDAQ. Just a minute, let me look for that. US 30. Okay. So on the daily time frame, like we said last week, it's bullish, right? It's clear, like it's very obvious from here. You draw a trend line, whatever analysis you want to do, you see that the market is bullish on a daily time frame, right? Also on 4 hours, market has been creating new highs, and then we saw that rally early this week that sent price to the upside. That earning report that sent price to the upside, right? So I'm very bullish on US 30. I'm very, very bullish on US 30. However, I'm beginning to see even a buy setup in this time frame, right? A break of structure. I'm just going to give the overall framework of the setup on this call. For those interested in the actual specific place we are going to enter from, you want to join our TDA Plus group. A link will be sent in the comment section shortly, right? So what am I saying? I saw price created multiple higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Even when it broke structure around somewhere around there, it still created higher highs and higher low. So you want to do well to ensure you're following the trend, especially when it comes to indices, because they can be very, very wide. Like especially what happened early this week, earning reports was released, and then we saw all of them rally across board. NASDAQ, Dow Jones, that's US 30, and S&P 500. So in this kind of market, you don't want to trade against the trend. It will definitely hurt you. So you want to play safe and ensure you follow the trend. Except if in the case of just stable market condition, when the market is stable and then it's just doing normal price action, you can decide to maybe scalp a little bit here and there, but you have to be careful. You have to be very careful and ensure you know what you're doing before you want to counter trend on Dow Jones, right? Or indices generally. So what am I looking at this morning? It's very interesting. We saw a sweep, like you all know, market structure and liquidity. You saw a sweep here. A sweep of this level, this recent low, and then it's also swept across even this also, swept across this recent low, right? And what did we see before price went ahead to break this high that was here? Let me tap this high. Before price went ahead to break this high that was here, we saw price formed a kind of a lower high, right? After price created a lower high, and we saw the same price breaking our previous lower low. What do we expect here to be? We expect here to be our protected low, such that price will not take it out immediately. And here becomes our ultimate new high. We're expecting price to go and clear in the long run. Right? So where is our setup? This is our setup. What are we expecting price to do? It's 3. We're expecting price to come, take out this lower high here, right here, and then start pushing to the upside. What gives us that confidence? Because we saw a recent low that was swept. This served as our low that was swept, right? That gives us the credence that, okay, this level is going to hold at least for the amount of pips you are looking forward to get from the market. At least 1:2, 1:3, right? And then before we see that next move to the upside, right? So what are we expecting price to do? We're expecting price to come all the way down. And now there's a lot of factors supporting this setup, right? And to give a disclaimer, I'm not saying you just see price get to that level and you jump in immediately. No, right? I'm not saying you should do that, right? While you can do that, I'm not advising you should do that. Number one, the SL on this setup is 330 pips SL to catch 1,000. I don't know if you have that amount of capital, but you can go ahead if you have that amount of capital to bank on this trade, right? So number one thing is you want to scale down, right? You want to scale down on this setup, go to 45, 30, 15 minutes. You see a lot of areas, interesting POIs, point of interest that you can enter from. And believe you me, those in TDA Plus group, they've gotten the exact place you are entering from. That won't be much of an SL, right? At least I think that one is about 50 pips or so, which is usual in indices. You're using 50 pips SL in NASDAQ and what's it called? Dow Jones is reasonable, right? So we've given that to our TDA Plus people. If you love to join that group, the instruction is in the chat box. Just follow through and then you'll be added to it. So this is what I'm looking at on US 30, and what is supporting this. We just saw the news release about Nvidia earnings reports, which really sent the whole New York stock, Nasdaq, everybody sent it rallying, right? And then we've been seeing price creating multiple highs, clearing previous high, creating new highs in the market. So, and the market from a weekly, daily, even 4 hours time frame, the market is bullish. It has been creating multiple higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So that is some of the confluences, right? Why we are banking on this trade. As I said, this is huge. The SL is huge. You have to refine it. You come down to lower time frame. And the funny thing about US 30 is for the past 2 months now, I've been seeing something very funny about it, right? If you scale down to a lower time frame, you will get a more refined entry. Like you will see other block on say H1, H2, H4, or if you go and scale down to even 15-minute time frame, you can see a very good order block. And you might want to say price will not get there. Eventually, price will just tap it and then move. But something about that is if price tap into that other block, most time it's just one peep into the other block and then reverses. So if you don't have a good broker like Okta, I don't know if they're going to pick your price, right? So that's one thing you want to know. Note about US 30 setup this morning. I'm currently looking at this. Set my order already. As you know, it's always limit order. I can't be checking the charts 247. Don't know when price will get there. So we use limit order and then place it, and we wait patiently for price to do its thing. So that's what I'm looking at on US 30 this morning. Please, if you have any question, kindly drop in the chat box. Kindly drop in the chat box. You can begin to ask your questions. If you have any question, please, you can begin to ask your question. You can begin to ask your question. If you have any question on US 30, on any indices where you want us to check, NASDAQ or S&P 500. I didn't see this on NASDAQ. That's why I didn't analyze NASDAQ, right? Well, any question on US 30 so far, please drop in the chat box. Drop in the chat box before my colleague comes to take over. You can ask your question. You can ask your question. About 30 seconds to go. If there's no question, my colleague will come and take over. Any question, please? Any question, please? You have any question, specific question on indices? Indices, please. Indices. US 30, NAS, S&P 500. All right. In the absence of no question, thank you so much. My colleague will be coming over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Market Outlook by Value Flow Trading Floor. You're welcome back. Great having everyone on board once again. And I believe for those trading US 30, you've all seen the levels, and don't be scared of the stop loss, man. Stop loss is for the weak, okay? You know, rev your engine, prop it very well. All right. Yeah. So today, let's quickly go into our analysis for gold today. Now, looking at gold, yesterday, like we said yesterday, we still expected to sell all the way to the downside. For those who are on the market outlook for the New York session, you see what the market did yesterday, and looking at it for the price to sell all the way to our POI and where we are expecting it to rally from, knowing fully well that yesterday close of the market during the New York session into this morning, we are expecting a dollar rally to the upside. And I believe we are still going to look at that quickly today too. And for the gold this morning, if you look at it on the daily time frame, it's still within that range, and that is the range you are all seeing right now. This is the range, and we want it to either break down or break up. I mean, when I mean break up, I don't mean the one you know and the one you are thinking about. I'm talking about the market breaking out to the upside. All right. So looking at it from the 4-hour time frame too, we've seen, okay, we are having more of, pushing all the way to the upside and ranging within that range to still within that range. And on the 1-hour time frame right now, what exactly are we looking at? We see price, still dancing within that range. However, inside the range, you may want to, catch whatsoever you want to catch there, but make sure the market did not catch you where you are catching something. All right. So if you look at it from the 1-hour time frame, yesterday we see on the 4-hour time frame yesterday, looking at gold, we see on the 4-hour time frame where exactly do we want to short from. And if you check it on 15 minutes, let's trim it down totally to the lower time frame. On 15 minutes yesterday, this was what informed us of the sell, where we already see a sharp break to the downside, and we expect price to come all the way into this shoulder and having a fair value gap here. And that is why during that New York market outlook, we see clearly, we analyze that we are going to be shorting, and the short started, prior to that. Actually, that was during the London session. That was where we have to enter at this particular level. But if you look at it, that's still forming our shoulder, our sweep, then a forceful break to the downside. See how long it took price to come all the way to tap into that level again before it start going down and all throughout. And that's what we are still seeing right now on the chart. So moving forward today now, we are going to see where exactly are we going to. If you look at what price action is showing us now on the 1-hour time frame, I want us to see something clearly. Yes, on the 1-hour time frame, I am still of the opinion and using our boss strategy that this is where price is still coming to. And when price gets to this place, we are going to see some level of reaction here on the 1-hour time frame. And you already see the number of confluence we have there. We have a shoulder, we have a sweep, we have a fair value gap, break to the upside. We have a fair value gap break to the upside, and at the same time, this is the fair value gap to the upside. Why we can see, like you can all see, this is the shoulder, this is the sweep, this is the forceful break to the upside. So we are expecting price to come all the way into this shoulder. When price gets into this shoulder, then we look for our buy opportunity. Like you can see, this is the fair value gap here, inside here, which price has not really come to tap into. And we have an order block after our sweep, which makes that sweep of this shoulder to the downside. So our outlook today, like we said, is we want to see how price move all the way into that level. Oh, sorry, I'm doing something wrong here. Sorry, I guess I'm doing something wrong. I'm not seeing my chart again. I'm going to, all right. Sorry, please, just give me 1 second. I want to reload this so I can have a clear view. So that is what we are looking out for on the gold pair this morning. Yeah, where the price is actually running into, and we are going to see that, you know, show up now. That is for gold. Now that, like I said, is on 1 hour time frame, like you've seen on 1 hour time frame. That particular level we marked on 1 hour time frame. This is it here. So you want to see this here. You want to see price come all the way into this particular shoulder. When price tapped into that shoulder, then we may now look for our buy opportunity to the upside. All right. And if you are targeting the upside, where are we going to look out for the take profit? That's going to be somewhere price coming to clear liquidity around these levels here. Price coming to clear liquidity around these levels here. However, remember, we still have some other POI around this place where we can see this shoulder here. You can see it here. So this is also a potential level for sell if you are looking to sell again after that rally. If price gets into this level here, then you may want to look for opportunity to sell at that particular level. But on 1 hour, like we've seen, we are still going to short gold all the way to the downside here. So if you go to your lower time frame, 5 minutes, where exactly can we re-enter to join that sell, since it's already going, you know, it's already moving all the way to the downside? So where exactly can we join that sell if we truly want to enter the sell? Then that may be somewhere around this place, you see, but I am seeing something at this top here, meaning price may rally again all the way to about 2030 132 level here, somewhere around this place. So you may want to sell around this level. This is also a level here. This is a shoulder here, 2031, you see, and also a flip zone, another block, a fair value gap. You may want to just sell here, and your SL will be very small, somewhere around this top here. Or if you are that, you know, you are very benevolent, you may want to have your SL somewhere at the top here. All right. So that is for that for gold. Now let's quickly move to our yen basket. Now, yesterday during the New York session, we all see what exactly was going on with the yen basket. Like we said, we expect the yen basket to pull back all the way to the upside a bit. When we see that pullback, then that means all other yen correlated pairs are expected to, you know, come down a little bit, particularly Uncle GJ. That guy has just been heading all the way to the top, and we all know where it's heading to. Now, if you look at the yen basket, after clearing the all-time low of November 2023, it forms another new low below here, and we can see on the 4-hour time frame, price has not really given us a very clean and clear structure shift. Instead, it created a double bottom here, which is also some level of liquidity that we can see price just come and quickly come to grab that liquidity, then give us that reversal that we are looking out for. You get the retracement we are looking out for. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, you're still going to see on 1-hour time frame for the yen basket is still within that range. It's still within that range. And where it is now, anything can happen. It's either a breakdown or a break up to the upside. All right. So you make sure you choose the good direction you want to be. All right. Now let's look at it in relation to GJ. Like we said, if we expect the yen basket to pull back, to the upside a bit, then we expect some level of sell on GJ. Now, looking at GJ right now, GJ is just in a range. Like JPYPS this week has just been there. You see it now since yesterday, since Friday rather, look at the range all through. It's just within that range. So if you go to the lower time frame to see where exactly can our entry be, look at this momentum candle currently moving now. Now, if you want to look at it, where exactly can our entry be? That is the major issue now. And like we see that, yen basket already created double bottom below, which implies that if it's coming to clear that double bottom, meaning where liquidity is resting there, then we expect this guy to fly up. And if it's going to fly up, this is going to be a level where we may see price, but this particular level here, this low here, we may see price, get to this particular level and just react a bit to the upside. However, because we did not see this is a sweep. However, the momentum to the upside was not really that full. Instead, we just see some level here. So we may see price just take out this particular low, tap into this level, then begin to rally all the way to the upside again. So that is for that on the GJ for the GBP JPY pair. And if there's any question, you can easily ask so that we can quickly go through it right now. Yeah, like I said, for DSY, just in relation to gold, what are we seeing on DSY in relation to gold? You can see now DSY is still very much, pushing to the upside on the daily time frame. However, if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, you see structure has been broken to the downside. But what we are seeing here is just more like a retracement to the upside. Then where are we expecting it to tank from? Because of what is going on here, we can see price move all the way. This is a level here. This is a fair value gap here. And we can see this also a flip zone. We can see price, rally to this level, then begin to sell all the way to the downside again. And remember, look at what is happening here. There is high probability for price to come into this other block here that we are seeing here on DSY. So if we see that happen, then we expect gold to fly, like we said. Some extent, there is a level of correlation between DSY and gold. So if DSY tanks all the way to this place, then our gold buy will really have a very good room to fly all the way to the upside. So if there's any question, please, you can send a question, type your question in here, and let's quickly address it. All right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Quickly, before I end my own session is going to be very brief. I just want to speak not necessarily on the chart markups, but on consistency, in the sense that I hope by now those of us who show up every day are learning. Who has been showing up here for our TDA for some time now? And what have you learned? That's one. We are doing this to ensure that people learn, number one, a schematic. What do I mean by schematic? A pattern that you look out for every day, right? That you know like the back of your head, that this is what I'm looking for in a chart. Number two, we want you to be able to have a approach. What does that mean? To know when I finish my analysis, I complement it using yen index, or I complement it using. You need to be sure you are getting that. We need to be sure you are getting that. Then thirdly, we want you to have an idea, especially when we do these things Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We want you to have an idea of where the market can likely go for that week. So we want you to learn fundamental things. When I say fundamental, I don't mean data. We want you to fundamental, I mean pivotal, elementary. So we want you to understand the pillars upon which the market is based, the things that will not change, classical things. And then we also want you to understand the dynamic things, the things that are changing every week, every day, every session, factored into price. I don't know if you understand what I just said. There are two things you need to understand. The pillars of the market, the way when you are building houses, the pillars of houses, the foundation, the fundamentals of building don't change. You must have your foundation, you must have your columns, you must have your beams. Those are things that change according to trend. For some people, what's raining now is cladding, aluminum cladding. Other times, what can rain will be tiles. Other times, what can rain will be screeded painting. Other times, what can rain will be facade. So that's what I mean when I say we want you to learn the pillars of trading, the things that we never meant. And then we want you to learn the things that change every day when market is moving and market participants are trading. Are you learning in that regard? Very important. Are you learning in that regard so that your learning will be structural? We need your learning to be structural. If you are not learning, something is wrong. All right? If you're not learning, something is wrong. Once you start learning these things, after a while, trading becomes boring. What do I mean by boring? You are not excited is when you have things like maybe Brexit, when you have things like maybe elections, US elections, when you have things like maybe war, but any other kind of excitement, no, it should be predictable. Say, all right? So, exactly. Yes, by boring, I mean repetitive. There shouldn't be unnecessary excitement, okay? So that's one. The other thing that we want you of every trader that does our analysis and to understand how they view the markets, because some of you need to discover your personality and what works best for you. Then the third thing is we want you to make money. What do we mean by that? Euro NZD, and the way Euro NZD caught a lot of pips. And remember, I told you yesterday, the reason why you would see some clear trends on crosses. So these are the things we need you to look at and look out for, and then have a daily routine. Today, what am I looking at in the market? I'm seeing that in the market, so that's that on the purpose and the sequence of trading. With regard to the markets today, let's see what's happening on the dollar. We saw a bit of a sell-off, dollar index. We saw a bit of a buy on the dollar index, and this led to a sell-off in. You can see why. If you see the 4-hour, you see why that happened. We had a sweep of liquidity. Yes, that's it. To the downside, there's a shoulder, upside down left shoulder. Exactly. We had a sweep of liquidity. Sweep has not yet broken the origin of the sweep. So price came all the way down. So it hasn't broken the origin of the sweep. It is now that it is trying to break the origin of the sweep. So that's what price is trying to do. Now, if you look at it from the shoulder after the sweep, where you have the evening star, the shoulder after the, that's Topper Shocker. There's a shoulder after it, not before, after. That's a shoulder there. That's another shoulder. And based on that shoulder, where is the sweep of that shoulder? That's the sweep of that shoulder. And where that sweep, price is going to break that sweep. All right? It has broken it. Now, if it breaks the other twin tower resistance, because there's a twin tower resistance before that shoulder at the evening star. You can see the twin tower resistance. There's a twin tower resistance before it. That's somewhere around the 22nd. After that, exactly. That's what he wants to zoom in a bit. So he's trying to clear that level. When he clears that level, is going to the morning star, the stopper shocker above, the fair value gap. That's where price is likely. Still expect more sales of Euro USD, more sales of GBP USD. We expect it to in 104.30. Exactly. That's where dollar index wants to get to. When dollar index gets to that place, we will have to watch and see what will happen. Where it will come back down to that other block and then it can move up. So our bias for selling anything paired versus the dollar, that's my own bias, to keep selling anything paired by the dollar. So let's see GBP USD from yesterday into the Asian session into today. I was expecting that sell-off on GBP. Started to ripen. I was expecting that sell-off. Okay, that's it there. All right, let's do a quick breakdown on why I was expecting pillars in trading that don't change. Okay, I'll talk about that later. But they are basically four. Let me focus. Now, where is my sweep? Where is my sweep of a shoulder? So that would be a long time ago on a shoulder there. That's a shoulder there. Then that's a sweep. So we see the sweep that happened on Friday, the 23rd. The 22nd, Thursday, the 22nd. Thursday, the 22nd. Exactly. So that's it on the left. The problem I have with this sweep is, no, the shoulder on the left between first. That shoulder is more prominent than the other shoulder. Exactly. The problem I have, so that's the shoulder. Then look at the sweep. Let's look at the sweep. Price didn't come and take out that low, but it is a sweep nevertheless. But as I noticed that price didn't take out that low, I'm now subsequent sweeps within that swing. So there is another sweep there on the 25th, between 23rd closed. That's a sweep there. But price too didn't take out that low. It didn't take out that low. It is now that price is taking out that low. So if price takes out that low, then price is going for the low below it, into that fair value gap, into that low, to finally break 1.26 levels. Then I'll know that price has broken the sweep. And then, of course, if it breaks that, price is going for 1.2580 to break the low of the shoulder. If price can do those two things and break, then I'm fully into a longer term sell. All right, I'm fully into a longer term. Now, if price is unable to do that, then that means we're looking at a buy. If I'm looking at a buy, where is my shoulder? Why the Porter say this is serious? Where is my shoulder? That's my shoulder That's my shoulder before the liquidity sweep on the 22nd. On the 22nd. On the 22nd. Exactly. That's my... Why am I using that? Because that's my shoulder. Then what will be my sweep? My sweep will be that, but there's also a problem now because the sweep did not break structure to the upside. The upside. So that's why I said on a longer time frame, dollar has not chosen a direction. So I moved to 15 minutes now. I moved to 15 minutes because longer time frame, there is no bias. So now all I'm looking for is the box structure on a smaller time frame so I can catch whatever I can. So 15 minutes. So there's no longer term bias until those two levels are broken. 15 minutes on GU. 15 minutes on GU. Now someone can say, why not switch to other pairs? Well, thank God that's why we have the other showing us the crosses. 15 minutes, please. 15 minutes. Are we there? Okay. Okay, so on the 15 minutes, same thing we are looking out for. Where is my shoulder? That's my shoulder. So you see the two shoulders. There's a shoulder on the 26th, early in the morning on the 26th. Early in the morning on the 26th, not evening, morning, move to the left side of the chart. The left side. All the way. That high is a shoulder. That's where I'm, not that one, the one up before it. Exactly. That's what. There's a shoulder there, there's another shoulder there, there's another shoulder in front. So we've seen a sweep. So based on that sweep, did it break the last and final low? Not really. But I see a break of every swing high. There was a break of structure, the swing high around that swing high around 12 p.m. on Monday. It broke the two of them. Yes. So exactly. So that is a shoulder. That is a sweep of the sweep. Yes. It broke the low of the sweep. It broke the low of the shoulder, the origin of the shoulder. So it broke the low. Exactly. It broke it to the downside. So it broke the low of the sweep. It broke the low of the shoulder. It formed a fair value gap. It formed a fair value gap. So that's my fair value. Looking forward to a sell. That's what I was looking forward to, a sell into that fair value gap. It now did another lower low again and grabbed liquidity to the downside. Now, as it grabbed that liquidity, it's supposed to go up because now it has grabbed liquidity and it's supposed to use the spring to break that low. But when it got there, could it break the low? Oh, sorry, to break that high. When it got there, could it break the high? No, it couldn't break the high. And that's also a round number, 1.26970, which is also 1.27. So I started watching to see if there will be any fair value gap formed on the way down. And then there was a clear fair value gap, tapped into that fair value gap, and then all the way down and cleared everything. The only thing is it happened during Asia session, but we've been expecting it since yesterday. So a sell at those highs was already given. Let's look at it on the 3 minute and 5 minutes. 3 minutes and 5 minutes. 3 minutes and 5 minutes. Yeah. So do you see it clearly right here on the 3 minutes and the 5 minutes? All right. So you see why we took the trade now. Is it clear? Can we see our box schematic? Can we see our box schematic? Right into that place, break of structure. You see the fair value gap? Exactly, tapped into the fair value gap. Your stop is above 1.270, and look at what happened, all the way to the downside. So that's all I have to say today. We'll take it from there. I'll hand it over to the guys back on the floor. Was this explanatory enough or was it confusing? Please let me know. Let me know. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Over to you on the floor, guys. God bless. Please do me a favor. Immediately after this session, you can let people know if this was helpful. Remember, I said we are looking for you to continue selling. Let people know. Share the links to the TDA group. See you tomorrow. Cheers. God bless.
For you. Okay, no sound. Can you hear me now? You can hear me loud and clear, please. Let me know. Can you hear me now? All right, great. All right. So all you need to do is use the link in the chat box, create an account with OptaX. When you create the account, all you have to do is make a deposit of between $500 and above. And if all you have with you is 100, we only consider it for today. All right. Just make your deposit. When you make a deposit, send it to this value to trading floor, the Telegram handle. This is the link here in the chat box. Again, see there, then we add you to trade live results here at the floor. And also our copy trading tool, our board, we want to do a copy trading. All we need to do for that is deposit with at least $2,000 and above in your trading account. Then we connect it to our own master account. and every trade on our master account will be replicated on your account. And at the end of the week, remember, every Friday, the goal is every Friday, we also go home smiling to our program. So make sure you do that and get on board as well as possible. And we have our other courses for those who are just starting out in trading. You want to know, okay, where can I start out this career? So you want to have also, I want to have this skill. All you need to do is you can enroll for any of our training, be it ATM cash flow, is there was synthetic training, where you teach you how to trade the synthetic profitably, that is for 100,000 naira. We also have our FS bootcamp going for 125,000 naira. Remember, this market outreach session is brought to you by the valuable trading team with our developer, Adegbeye, and is powered by Octa Entrance, our program. All right, so we saw we join off this afternoon again for the New York session of the TBA. It's off by 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Time, don't miss out by 3 p.m. So you are online and join us to the session of the market outreach. See you by 3 p.m.